Ladies and gentlemen, tonight on the get ready to go. Let's get ready to go full throttle. But first, we're going to thank some sponsors. And tonight's sponsors that are presenting this show are Cadrat Construction, Henning Microsprint and Cade Kart Wings, Dirt Track Race Cars and Company, DirtTrackRaceCars.com, and Brody Manning Motorsports. So tonight on the Josh Nolan and Oliver S. Full Throttle Racing Show, we have with us racing superstar, racing sensation, Mr. Luke Neumann. Welcome to the show, Mr. Luke.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. You.
I'm doing all right. So, Mr. Luke, let's talk about your racing career. So, how did you end up in this awesome sport, Luke?
So my papa and my grandma, they pitched us the idea and we have this thing at our track called an arrive and drive.
Okay.
And we tried it out and then we bought our car with our cousin, and we started racing.
Okay. So, when you started racing, Luke, did you set some goals when you started racing?
Yeah, I set some goals to just to go out there and learn each time and just to later on through the years just be a really good driver.
So, have you achieved some of them goals?
Yeah, I go out there a lot and learn. Every time I'm on the track, I learn something new and what not to do and what to do.
Okay. So, Mr. Oliver, I'll let you step in now. So, Oliver, you can come on in and ask some questions. Oliver, you still there? We may have lost Oliver. That's all right. I don't know what happened to him. Um, but yes. So, Luke, what makes you love this sport so much?
Um, so me and a couple of my friends, we say that we the first time we touched the track, we just got racing fever. That's if every weekend I'm looking forward to just racing. That's what I love. That's what I look forward to with racing. It's just such an amazing sport. It's competitive and it's something I think I'm pretty good at and it's fun to do.
Okay. Okay. So, does racing ever get stressful for you, Mr. Luke?
At times it gets stressful. Under pressure it gets stressful and you have to make quick moves and it gets stressful sometimes.
Okay. So, what does a good race weekend look like for you, Luke?
Sorry, what?
What does a good race weekend What is a good race weekend look like for you?
I'd say just going out there, having fun, winning, keeping myself under control, learning something, and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, Luke, what is a day at your race shop like?
Um, I'd say my dad comes home, we go out into the garage. Me and my dad are just working on the cars. There's music on. It's really fun, and he puts a lot into the cars. Thanks to him, and we have
Yeah.
what 6 cars now, so it's a lot
Wow.
every week.
A lot
So
every weekend. So, are you learning to work on them too, Luke?
yeah, I think the other day I took off shocks and seat belts on one car and brought them in here and put them on.
Okay. Okay. So, how do you describe yourself as a race car driver, Luke?
Um, I'd say I let my attitude get the best of me sometimes, which isn't that's my main goal to work on this year. And I feel like I'm competitive and I feel like I'm known when I go out there. A lot of the people know, like, hey, he's pretty good. We need to watch ourselves. I feel like um I have a lot of friends out there, so I try to keep it nice to a certain extent where we're not like hating each other and getting into fights and stuff like that.
Yeah. Let me try reaching out to Oliver again. Oliver, you in the house? Nope. He must have had an issue with his camera. Normally, I have a co-host Oliver Schultz in with me, but he's must be having some technical difficulties on his side. Um, what is your most favorite victory, Luke?
Um, I'd say my most favorite victory would be qualifying day. We went out to qualify, and the first lap, it wasn't very good. I went out there, hit the huggy pole. I thought it was over. I thought I wouldn't be good. And I came around the next lap, and I sped up, and I just didn't give up for my second lap. I came around and I beat the track record, and I didn't notice it. I just thought I got like third or second, and I pulled in, and like everybody was so happy, like my whole family, and I was like, "What?" And they were like, "You just beat the track record." But before that, three other people beat it in a row, and I just happened to keep it.
Very cool. Very cool. So, Luke, what happens when you have a bad race weekend?
Um, I just kind of brushed myself off,
Okay.
and I just learned from it.
Okay. So, Luke, how do you celebrate your victories? What's your victory celebration like?
Um, I feel like I'm happy, and I just I knew I could have done it, and I know my car is like really really good that weekend. So I'm happy with like me and my dad and my family, and um, I just it gives me like morale and like pride because I know I could I that was like most with me.
Okay. So, Luke, with the end of your season, how do you thank your sponsors?
Um, well, my sponsors they they help me a lot. Partially roofing, they give me the shot to be better and race more, like have more cars. And
Okay.
yeah, they really help us because we need all the help we can get.
Okay. So, Luke, okay, let's get into this behind the story about your race number. Where did that come from?
Um, so I am like patriotic, so I um my number is 76 because America was founded in 1776, and I take pride in that.
Very cool. I don't know if you can see by my shirt, but one of the race crew drivers out here, he's sponsored by Hope for the Warriors Foundation, and his car is red, white, and blue, number 28. So, Luke, um, how do you get along with your crew? You get along with it pretty good?
Yeah, they I try to be like as nice as I can because they are the ones at the end of the day who put all the work in and make it to where I can go out there and win. If it wasn't for like any of them, I wouldn't be able to run smoothly.
So, who's on your racing crew, Luke?
Um, my dad, my stepmom, my mom, my stepdad, my grandpa, um, my other grandpa, my great grandpa, my grandma Darlene, um, and then my cousin Hunter. He races with us, and now my sisters Rebecca and Abby Neumann.
Okay,
So
very cool, very cool.
we have a lot of people.
So, what is it like to be a race car driver, Luke?
Um, I feel like it's not much people get to be race car drivers, and some people want to be, and I'm just like a very lucky person to be able to race and go out there and enjoy the lovely sport.
Okay. So, what is your most favorite racetrack you've raced on, Luke?
My favorite racetrack is THQMA, Terre Haute.
Okay. What is your least favorite racetrack?
Um, I don't really know. I don't have a least favorite or like my favorite, but because I've only raced at a couple tracks, but like, any tracks, really, whatever.
Okay. So, Luke, let's. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of do something kind of crazy. So, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the mic to you. You can ask me some questions if you'd like.
Okay. Why did you start the show?
Actually, crazy story, Luke. Story how this got started was there's a guy out here in the Midwest. I've been friends with him for a good number of years. He lives about roughly about an hour away from me. A small town called Paulina, Iowa. His name is Clay Evans. Him and his son Carter started this up because Carter races go karts out here, dirt go karts, nevertheless. And his dad Clay raced dirt modifieds. Well, they approached me with this, and they said, "Josh, we have this crazy idea. Okay, what's your idea?" Well, first off, you've known us for a few years. Yeah, I've known you for a few years. Yes. So they're like, Clay's like, I'm a successful businessman. I not only race, but I own my own business called Tri-State Soft Washing. Been very successful. I've noticed one thing with your Facebook page. You've got a lot of race car drivers on. Yeah, I do. He's like, why is that? I says, well, because I love the sport of racing. Always have, always will. And he said, this crazy idea I have is he says, why don't you host a racing show for the kids and adults across the United States and see where it leads you? Granted, it may not lead you anywhere, but it may be just like whoosh, famous. Okay. So start out with 30 viewers and a few guests. A few years later, when we left in 2021, 2021 to come over to YouTube, 22, we had over 2,000 some fans throughout the USA and Canada off of Facebook Live. The minute we pressed that button to go live, it was like, bam. Well, then we got the idea from a marketing guy and his wife out in West Virginia. Okay. The guy approached us. His son races quarter midgets also. And he said, me and my wife have master's degrees in marketing. We have this crazy idea. We're going to start a marketing company up, work for ourselves, and we would like for you to be one of our first clients. Okay. Mark and Samantha Taylor, what do you suggest? Well, you pretty much outgrown Facebook Live. It's time to think big picture. Okay, big picture. Okay. He says, we want you to go to YouTube. We'll take care of all the editing behind the scenes. All you do is do the recording and take care of the internet, and we'll take care of the rest. Okay, cool. So we started out with, again, we had to restart our audience over again to get to that point. Well, then now we're averaging well over 718 subscribers, actually 418 subscribers. Sorry about that. And over 12,000 views on YouTube.
That's cool.
Yes. So I have one for you, Luke. Who do you look up to as a race car driver?
I look up to a couple people. I look up to Tyson Lady, and
Okay.
I'm a
And
big
who?
Ricky Jr. fan.
Big Ricky Stenhouse Jr. fan?
Ricky Thornton Jr. He
Ricky
races,
Thornton Jr.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Kyle Larson and Timez,
Okay.
and I like William Byron. I think that's it.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and ask me some questions now again, Luke.
What's the best way to get sponsors?
just approach them just as normal, as natural as you can be. If you have a package set up, just say, okay, you know what, we got a gold package, we've got a silver package, we got a bronze package, and kind of take with them, give them a copy of your results. Say, this is what my results are. This is, if you have a Facebook page, say, okay, this is what compliments I've gotten off my Facebook page, and just go in it with honesty and just be calm, cool, and collected, and just don't let the nerves get to you.
Also, what do you think I need to do to be the best driver?
I'm just gonna tell you, be yourself. Don't be. I've seen race car drivers, Luke, that have come into the sport that have just been like, hey, you know what? We're here to race, but we don't give a hoot about the fans. The fans just here to watch us. Who cares? Be who you are. Don't be like, how can I put you this way? Don't be rude to the fans. Treat them with respect, and they'll treat you with respect. Same thing with track officials and stuff like that, and your track announcers and stuff like that. When you're doing an interview, just be cool, calm, and collected, and just if there's a situation on the racetrack, then you can kind of talk about that, yeah. But like I said, when it comes to racing fans, treat them with respect, and they'll treat you with respect. I've got something to show you, Luke. I have this up here. This is something I got a couple weeks ago. You see that? Maybe not.
Is that the number 3?
Number 3, Dale Earnhardt Sr. Daytona 500 winning car.
Well,
Go get my Dale Earnhardt. It's hanging up in my room. I got my dad going to get mine. I
Okay.
got mine, like, I think I got it inherited, like, a while ago. It's, like, a pit series, and it's pretty old. It's, like, I think back when he actually used, like, when he was alive, before.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Because he was
Oh,
a
yeah.
really good driver. He tied
Oh,
Richard
yes.
Petty, the
Yep.
most races won,
Yeah.
and the most
Yep.
cut.
Yep. Exactly. So what do you do for sports in the off season, Luke?
So I don't do much. I do wrestling to keep my neck strength up and for fun.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So is racing season getting ready to start for you out there? Or?
Yeah, I think we got like half a month, right?
3 weeks.
I have one. Okay. I have a question for you, Luke. Do you ever watch the Indy 500 at all?
Yeah, I watch it, I think, every year.
Very cool. Very cool. I like that. That's pretty cool, Luke.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
It was made in 1998.
Very cool. That's the year he won the 500. Yeah. Yeah. So, Luke, who's your favorite IndyCar driver?
Kyle Larson.
Okay. I'll tell you a little story there, Luke. You know how you're racing quarter midgets? Well, there's a
Yeah.
guy that started. There's a guy that started racing go karts, kind of like what you're doing, but on a different level. He was racing actually road course go karts, and he actually won the Indy 500. You know who that is? Who was that, Luke?
I don't remember his name, but I think I heard about him. Something like that.
Joseph Newgarden. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that on like the news, I think.
Yeah.
Big.
So I got one of the other questions, Luke, I have for you is you race car drivers collect things. What do you collect?
I collect a lot of things. So I collect stickers, like sponsor stickers, like NASCAR stickers. I have them at my mom's all over my doors. I think I have like over 200 of them. I collect like old car signs. So I have ones like Texaco, and I have what's the other one? I think a Good Wrench sign. I have a Chevy sign. I collect a lot of NASCAR things, like little cars,
Oh yeah.
and I collect like hats and shirts like Kyle Larson, and
Okay.
yeah, I,
So Luke, I have a story to show you while I got you on here. Have you ever heard of the story of Dan Weldon at all? Dan Weldon was a two-time Indianapolis 500 champion, 2005 and 2011. He also won the IndyCar Championship in 2005. Well, story goes is they went to go do an interview with him at his house. And they says, well, Dan, drivers collect things. You collect things, obviously. And he says, yeah. He says, but my collection's really weird. And I says, well, tell us about it. Well, lo and behold, Dan Weldon has had a collection that is just totally weird, Luke. You know what that collection would be? The man hated a dirty pair of tennis shoes. Absolutely hated it. And so he says, well, come take a tour of my closet. They're like, okay, your closet, why? He's just like, come here. So in his closet, Luke, he had over 300 brand new pairs of Pumas in his closet.
it's a
He
little
collect
different.
he collected tennis shoes because the minute he'd get them dirty, oh no, we don't wash them off. We dispose of them, get on a brand new pair. Yeah,
I'd be going through a
yeah.
lot of things today.
And when it come to his clothes in his closet, Luke, his wife says, my husband was just really, really weird because all of his blue jeans had to be hung a certain way. All of his shirts and his jeans had to be on color-coded hangers.
Yeah, my mom and stepmom would not allow me to do that with my laundry.
They'd be like,
"You do it this way."
they'd be like, Luke, you're driving us crazy.
Yeah.
And another thing, Luke, Dan Weldon had a really awesome nickname. His nickname was the Lionheart. You know why? Because they approached him when he was racing go-karts when he was younger. They said, well, Dan, you race with a lot of heart. And he says, well, thank you. He says, I don't have a racing nickname. And they says, well, you race with a lot of heart like Richard the Lionheart when he fought battle back in the 1800s and stuff like that. And he's like, he kind of took that to heart. And ever since when he was racing, on the back of his helmet, he'd have a mural of Richard the Lionheart put on the back, and it'd say Lionheart underneath it.
Yeah, I've been looking for a nickname. I need one that like fits. I've been trying to. We've been trying for what, like a year?
Yeah, yeah, yep. But thank you very much, Luke, for being on the racing show with me tonight. Do you have any other questions for me?
No.
Okay. So, Luke, do you have a Facebook page or a page that the racing fans can follow you on?
Yeah, Neumann Family Motorsports.
So, ladies and gentlemen, go hit up Neumann Family Motorsports on Facebook because they'd appreciate the follows and the fans to come check that family out at the racetrack and get to know them a lot better. So, thank you very much, Luke, for being on our racing show tonight. I will call you in a few minutes to thank you in person. It's been our pleasure to sit down and talk to you, Luke.
Thank you. And can I also say something?
Sure, go ahead.
For any of you guys out there, we are looking for sponsors, and any chance, like any money, we'll take it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, go hit up Neumann Family Motorsports because they'd appreciate the sponsorship on their race cars. Definitely, they would very, very much appreciate that. Yes. So, Luke, thank you very much. I will have you step out. And like I said, I will call you in just a little bit to thank you in person.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Luke Neumann out of the state of Indiana, quarter midget racer. Definitely, kid, you're definitely going to want to watch out of the racetrack. Loves the sport of racing, and yes, definitely, very patriotic individual also. But nothing new on the racing front right now. Just race car drivers are getting ready to go to Atlanta this weekend, NASCAR. So good luck to all them drivers there. But with that being said, also for the Xfinity Series qualifying for the weekend, Jesse Love has taken the pole for the weekend. So congratulations to Jesse Love on that. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night. Catch you later on another episode of the Joshua and Alvarez Full Throttle Racing Show #1 on YouTube. And if you would like to sponsor our racing show or be a part of our racing show, feel free to reach out to us. And you can call us or text us at 712-209-7138, or you can email us at jjnolan151@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and have a good night.